Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first ever tag video starring El Grande Americano, featuring Jacob Fatu, Penta Era, and Sami Zayn out of the bloodline. So, Hot Tag is a brand new series that I'm going to be doing for the channel. And what Hot Tag is we're going to star a certain character and kind of show different combinations and combos with other characters that they can be using. Now, the character does not have to technically have a hot tag ability, just this Grande does, but as long as they have a way where we can force the opponent to not do anything or stun them or minus them so that we can get the opponent in or decrease tag counter, just a way to get the opponent off of us and then get the character in the back in. So I'll show you kind of how this will work. We're going to start with Jacob Fatu with Grande. Obviously, I have both their movesets up. I don't have the belts on here, but I will show you everything that each one's going to be using. So I'm very excited to show you guys the first ever hot tag video. So let's start off with Grande, because Grande is obviously going to be in everything. I do have his moment. He is height 4, so again, we'll kind of look at the damage a little bit different. But yeah, I do have his moment. So we are getting red gem 100, multiply 75, 50% more health. So just a bunch of great stuff. Again, mainly that red gem 100 is going to help Grande out a ton. The move set here, obviously, we're running the cross by, we're running missile dropkick, we're running diving headbutt. So we're going to increase our red gem by 200% for a turn. If the opponent's style is defensive, we will increase it again by 115. I will show you guys a match with every single character where Grande gets a non-buff with an extra 1 or with the extra 115%. We have our health steal, so we're going to increase our green MP by 10 and steal 15 mil health. And then we're going to obviously make the whole board red with our reversal. You make trap gems, we'll do another 115 red gem damage. So Entourage is Roxanne for 4 and 4. We got Penta for red gem 50 and green 2. We got Bailey here for red 40, multi 60, and then Stan Hogan for that +1. The reason why is the person in the back does not get +1 starting MP like the person in front. So we need to make sure that he gets all his moves. And with the 7, 6, and 7 MP, I believe they are. Oh, 7, 6, 6. Okay. But we want that increase to go twice. So we're going to run, obviously, rocks for that 4. Penta will give us 6 MP in total. And then, because we don't get the +1 starting, we would be 1 short. Santa Hogan will make sure we have it right away. So you can even use this in a showdown match. Grande's belt is pretty simple. I am running tier 6 and I do have a 130. You do not obviously need this. He will hit hard enough as it is. The damage is a little skewed, but we can kind of see what they reduce. I have the Valkyrie plate and the Hogan plate. Hogan's not even going to affect us here. The Lyra plate's barely gonna. It's only 50% because we only have one red move. So whenever you activate a red move, increase red gen by 50%. So not going to be a significant difference. Jacob, on the other hand, is going to be our setup character. So Jacob, we're going to run him red, blue, red, mainly because of these two moves right here. We're not even going to hit the rock bottom at all. So our Samoan Splash, 24 random chance, 2-turn countdown, that will make 6 random into red. We're not even going to set them off either. We just want the countdown part. Chokehold, though, is going to be used. Generate 25 random submission gems and do 367,000 for 3 turn. Remaining gems turn to multi of strength 8. That is important. Again, our entourage here, we have Matt, we have Kane, we have Mem, and we have Stan Hogan. Again, the idea with Jacob is he's not going to be the one hitting. Grande is going to be the one who's hitting. So we want to just increase that multi-strength as much as we can. Belt-wise, we're not running any medals or anything. We just have Eyes of Judgment. Now, Eyes of Judgment is still kind of rare, but it has, especially the past, 2 weeks ago, has been really available, and you could have gotten it for free. So you might have 1 or 2 of these by now. So again, if you don't, there's other people here that we're going to show that do not require a plate like this. But this is how Jacob's going to make this hot tag work pretty well. Again, no belt even needed. I do have his moment, So we are going to get an extra 4 multi-strength. However, I do not have the gear, which would give you another +4. So you could have even more multi-strength here on Jacob. And obviously, even though you don't need to have a hot tag for the character in the back to be shown, Grande does have a hot tag. So when we tag him in, he's going to do 25 mil and increase his red gem by another 150%. So a lot of increase there. So let's go up against Ludwig Kaiser and Giovanni here. Imperium is going to die. It's not even fair how strong this is. So the main reason this series is happening is because the new showdown buffs in particular on some of these new showdowns where they have a 100% health on defense, it might be really a lot harder for you guys to hit. This is supposed to help you with that. Alright, so again we just minused him with Jacob, and Jacob's now going into the sub. This means Grande's hot tag is on. So again, as long as we're not fighting really one-charge people or anyone with really a minus MP, they're not going to have any of their moves next turn. You could hit this again. We're not going to. We're just going to be tagging into Grande. So there's times 17s on the board. So there's our first 150 increase. Here comes our second. This is our first 200% increase. Here comes our MP steal. So we're going to steal 15 mil health. We're going to increase again. So we have two 200s and a 150. So our gem is 1.8 million. And then I put that on times 17, we're at 18 million. 18 million of multi. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. There's 19 of these. So 19 gems are doing 18 million. If that doesn't kill someone, I don't know. That's a lot of damage in total. Like, that's a ton. That alone is at least 340 mil plus, just with those 19 gems. Just with those 19 gems, it's 340 mil plus. So again, those big health characters that you might struggle against, or again the 100% buff for defense and showdown, if it's double mail, this is easily a really good team. Now we're gonna do one more match here with Jacob. We're gonna go to the we're gonna go do one against a defensive with Jacob here. We'll keep swapping back and forth here between them. Now he is a 5-star, or not 5-star, 6-star bronze, but it still has a very similar effect here. So again, we might kill him actually with Jacob with this submission. So I might not be able to show Jacob. I know I can show Penta and Sami. I haven't tested this with Jacob, so he might die. He might die. I don't actually know. So normally I would hit this, but he's got 15. He should be fine. He should be fine. So we'll hit that. So again, anyone who's got MP just lost it. And then we're going to sub on top of that. Grant is ready to come in. I will say one issue with Jacob is if he gets pinned, he's gonna lose all the. He's gonna blow up the board and all the multis. So that is one issue with this moveset. Obviously, if you feel like you don't even need to hit the countdowns, just hit the sub. That works too. But I do like the extra minus MP. It helps a lot with Eyes of Judgment. All right, so there we go. We are now getting an extra 115% twice. So we're getting an extra. Just a bit more increase on top of everything here. So 2 115s, 2 200%, and a 150. So our red gem damage is now at 2.5. So now on a red multi, we do 24 million. So again, now against a defensive, you're just doing even more damage. You know, closer to like 400 mil. if not more than that, on average, I think is what you're going to see with Jacob and Grande. So that's Jacob and Grande. Let's now move on to our second person to help Grande out, and that is Acro Penta. Penta era. Penta's a really good one, and the main reason why we're going to be using him as our setup character is because he can stun the opponent. That's the main way we're going to get to Grande is, again, stuns the opponent, so then we can get to that second turn. It's a really useful thing. So here we'll go here. And we're going to use Penta. Now, Penta, I don't have a medals on him because I can't for the 6-star test, but obviously put medals on your Penta. The belt doesn't even matter. Or anything. So we're going to run purple, blue, purple. So again, we're going to force our opponent to skip their turn and then increase our blue MP. We don't even use the Penta driver. It's just there for a reversal, but mainly we're going to use the sacrifice as our main setup. 49 random gems, a mobile, and then we're going to choose that 2x2 to trap, and then when they break them, we're making multis on top of that. So, very helpful. Again, the belt really doesn't even be needed, but it's always better to have than not. Alright, Kane as well is on here. We got Woods on here, so that will get us our 6 MP. Mamaso just here to get more multi-strength for Grande. And then Brett, because why not? I do have one gear, but it doesn't make a difference. If you had both gears, you can run maybe even more multi-strength instead of Woods. If you had Sherry or Matt, or obviously if you have Leo, plenty of options there. And we do get a raw link on top of this. So pretty good stuff in particular here. So here we go. Penta. So again, the main reason is that stun. And again, it does help out with our reversals. So like the trap reversal, multi-reversal, everything that Penta has, the gain MP, as long as we're stunning them, they can't steal anything. And again, that stun is going to get us to Grande. So here comes our mobiles. Mobiles are down. Here comes the trap gems, and then we start swiping them because they are forced to, and that'll give us a ton of multi. And those are 8s. So not as strong as Jacob's, however, they're just in general is more. There's just more. Yeah, I mean, we'll say if you're doing hot tag stuff, it's a little clicky, but then that damage is unlike anything really in the game other than like a Roman. You're not really seeing that, or a Regal. You're not really seeing that. So again, 1.8 times 8, we're doing 11 million for a gem. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38. There's 39. 39 on the board. Each are doing 11 mil a pop. So let's see, how much would that be? That would be probably close to what, 430 million? Just with those gems, not including anything else. So yeah, again, a ton of damage. So yeah, even with a bit of protection, or you know, if I see people same time, and the great thing with Penta is it's a hot deck. So even if you don't kill, if they don't have any MP, if they don't hit you yet, you can just tag Penta back in and then start the cycle. Almost again, you would have to hit the Penta driver and then he would be ready, but at that point they'd probably be dead. So that is pretty good as well. I do, again, I really like that as well. Obviously, you have a preference of which one do you prefer, Penta or Jacob. Someone who's just minusing their MP even more. So even if they do kick out for Grande, which I don't think anyone will, they're not going to have any MP, and then Grande can do another hit. But I don't think that's needed. I really don't. So it just depends on your preference or who's hype for and who's not, or what plates you got or anything. I will say one issue I do have with Jacob is you can't fight zombies still, even with this way, because if you fight them and they have a sub reduction, or a reversal for sub, I should say, Jacob's turn will be stolen, and that countdown and the turn doesn't go down for us, so it doesn't help us there. If you're fighting a zombie and they don't have it, then I would say Jacob is definitely the way to go, because it's a freaking one-charge move, and if you want, just run a bigger MP. More MP on the blue or something. Or instead you could run his red that chooses blue. So there's a lot of options there. But I do also like Penta for more of the safety. Again, he doesn't require a plate like Jacob does to really get him going. I mean, you don't need the plate, but I would definitely say Jacob definitely would like it more. So this is our big increase, and that is, again, 15 mil a gem. 15 million a gem on those red multis, so a lot. A lot of damage. Tons of damage. So again, you're hitting so hard, it's not even fair. No one's really gonna do a whole lot there for you. So again, those big health characters, like again, Zombie Penta kind of comes to mind. Dom, King of the Luchador, comes to mind, where you see these big 300 health characters. I mean, there's people that aren't showboats that you'll see as well, that just have a ton of health, and you might not have someone, or even with these people, they might not necessarily put them down turn 1. You can run them like this with Grande, and it will help you out a ton. Alright, next up is Sami. Now, Sami, some people might forget how good he is. I forgot how good he is, but when I was looking at characters for this video, I was like, oh man, it's easily him. He's really good. Now, Howdy isn't required, but it's going to significantly boost the damage by a lot. So, moveset, because I know Sami's so old, I don't know if anyone's even remember what he does, but we're mainly using this Exploder here. Reduce owner's tag counter by 3 and gain 6 yellow MP. That's very important. We're going to then choose a 1x2 Arena, making a 3-turn Juggernaut. That will make a multi 1 random red and a multi of strength 19. And then make 4 random and a cross break. We're not really caring for that. If you want, you could have a Star Cross and have even more multis on the board for Grande, but I'm not going to hear it. And then our Michinuki Driver is going to decrease the Juggernaut timers by 3. So completely turn 1, 666. So we're just going to be running Andre and Roxanne again. Again, you could just run Stain or Butch, doesn't matter. We have Bray here for 25% increased chance for red, because again, the multis are going to be only on red gems, so we want to try and get as much red as we can. And then Howdy. Howdy is he significantly boosts this. Again, you would only make 4 red in total without in the multi of 19 without him, whereas with him, he's always, every red gem on the board is going to be a times 19. So very strong. Very, very strong. And this is a completely turn 1 build, by the way. There's no stun shenanigan. There's no sub. It is straight decrease counter. So here we go. So Grande is almost ready, but that doesn't even matter because we decrease it by 3. And then we're going to make a 1x2 Aria into Juggernaut. So this is also a great amount of red on the board right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 11 red on the board. We're going to decrease. So all of those becomes 19. Or no, times 21s now because of Kane and stuff. So times 21s are on the board. So huge multis. And Grande is going to take them all. He still gets the hat tag effect. So that 150. Then we're going to hit that Hell Steel one more time for the green to increase again. So each of these multis does 43 million damage. 43 million. That is a lot. And there's 11 of them. So again, 470 plus million, I think, in total there, with just those 11 gems, including the extra 1.8 he does on everything else. So again, monstrously good. Jeez, man, that's a lot of damage. That's a lot of damage for Grande. Alright, so for our final test, we're going to go fight a defensive. Gonna go fight defensive, and then we'll be done here. Alrighty. We're gonna go fight Sami one more time with Sami. And we'll get our extra buffs. Here we go. So, after this, I mean, I'm sure there's other people that would also work well with Grande. It's just kind of up to your preference. Also with hype, you know, who do you got hyped up? Like, for instance, my Sami, right? My Sami doesn't have any hype. But my Penta's 4, my Jacob's 3, who can go 4. So, in terms of that, I think, but again, who knows? You might get your Sami, maybe yours is higher than mine. Maybe you got more stuff. It just depends on what you got for rosters. And I'm sure there's other people entirely that do work with Grande. But these are the 3 I kind of wanted to look at and talk about. So there's our increase again. So yeah, another 115 now that we're going to get twice. So just even more of an increase. And so now each gem is doing 58 million. 58 mil on those reds. Oh boy. That is nasty. Though one, I don't think anyone's getting out of that, to be honest, even with 100% health buff. You'd have to have a lot of health. And kick out. You'd probably have to kick out move in order to even get out of that. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is the first ever hot tag video featuring Sami, Jacob, and Penta starring El Grande Americano. So, let me know which of the 3 is your favorite that you would rather run on Grande. Let me know. See what you got for hype. I always like to hear you guys' opinions on stuff. But that's what I got for you guys. So make sure to like, subscribe, comment, and share. And as always, I will see you guys in the next video.